everybody. Hello, hello. If you're out there in the crowd, please gather around the dance floor tonight. It is now 8 p.m. It's time for How May We Service You? My name is Texas De La Rosa. I am the host of this podcast, and with my lovely co-host,
Gina Ray.
That's right, my little babies. I'm so excited. We have been itching about this episode because we have two fantastic guests today. And let me tell you, I'm just so excited about this outfit. Kelly, Miss Kelly Klein, everybody.
All right now.
Go ahead and microphone, honey, microphone.
Hello, thank you.
There we go, microphone. And Jesse, make sure you're talking into it.
I will.
Little Jesse, little Mr. Jesse.
Hello, everybody.
Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Yes, yes, yes. We have Jesse and Miss Kelly Klein in the house today. So, man, I'm so excited. It's been wonderful. So I've known you guys for a very long time, all of you. And gosh, I'm so excited that we're here today. So we do want to start off by, of course, having our shot. Now, I know that Jesse has to work tonight, so he's not able to drink.
Right.
So it's just Sprite. And then Kelly, you're sober. We're going to talk about that.
Yes.
So, but you just have a little cocktail juice. But me and Legina, we're going to get fucked up.
I work tonight. I work tonight. Mine's not real.
Oh,
either.
I'm just kidding. She's not going to get fucked up. I guess
Absolutely.
I'm getting fucked up by myself. Yay! All right, cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
And this is
I'm
lovely
just
Dripping
ghost
Springs
it.
vodka. Dripping Springs vodka that's still not sponsored
Thank
us.
you so
That's okay,
much.
Dripping
We
Springs
appreciate your
vodka.
support.
We still drink
Absolutely.
you. We love you.
Happy
Don't-
Pride Month.
Yes, happy Pride Month. We're talking about that too. I do hope that Dripping Springs
good
does
water.
sponsor us because I drink it all the time. There we go. Ooh. Oh my goodness, we have little Miss Annie in the house. Hello. I'm so excited. Oh, you're so cute. Well, my goodness. All right, guys. So again, this is How May We Service You, the podcast all about all of our bar secrets and confessionals and all the tea, all the stories. We have some segments today, and I am
Yes.
super, super excited.
And tonight, these two people happen to both be staff members at Charlie's.
If you don't know what Charlie's
Yes.
was, we're going to get into that because I definitely want to make sure that everyone knows what Charlie's was because it was a huge staple in the gay community
Yeah.
for a very, very long time. And so first off, our new segment is going to be called Getting to Know You. So we want to start with Kelly. So Kelly, I want to know a little bit about you.
Well, hi, my name is Kelly Klein. I am known as the Wonder Woman of Drag. I use my platform and my performances to inspire our community and fight back and fight for our rights, etc. I have been in Austin for almost 30 years, even though I'm only 21 years old.
Absolutely.
Oh, how does she do that?
Shush. I was born in Mexico City. I was raised in Brownsville, Texas, and I've been in Austin ever since, and I call Austin my home.
Oh, good. Well, you know what? I love it. We love that you're here, so that's great.
Thank you.
You know, it's a little secret. Kelly Klein is here every show in spirit. Do we know that? I always say, Kelly's been here.
There was usually
do always talk
condoms
about
that
that
didn't
lip.
have
It's a
them.
good color. It's okay. It works.
Hey,
Took
it's
the
Chanel,
condoms
honey.
off.
Ooh, Chanel. I love it. Yeah. And so Wonder Woman of Drag. I love that. And so I met you, years ago when you were doing makeup, and I think we were doing makeup somewhere together or something. I don't even know. Or did we have an event together?
It was a fundraiser of some sort. We were giving to some charity, and we were both volunteering.
Something we both
at the time.
always have been really big in. That's actually how I got into makeup, was actually doing a charity event for the Austin Battered Women's Shelter at the Houston Tertullian College, which you worked at. So we all, it's like, what is it,
At
60?
Houston Tillotson?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I did an event there, and that's how I got into makeup. I was, I
Really?
think, 19 years old,
Yeah.
and I was asked to be a makeup assistant, and the person that went there didn't have another assistant, and they were supposed to have brought more, and so it was just me and him, and I was doing makeovers on battered women, and I
Okay.
thought I was going to get beat up by a battered woman because I'd never done makeup on a person before. So I was like, what brush is this? What brush is that? And it was hilarious, but they were all very sweet. They all loved them, the looks that I gave them. Some of them, I was like, oh God, if I could look back on that look now. But it was good. So yeah, charity events, that's something we all are very big in.
Yeah.
So that's how I met Miss Kelly. And Jesse, I met you when I was dancing on a box.
Oh, were you dancing?
I think I was.
I'm trying to remember. I'm old, remember.
Jesse says he's too old to remember anything. And I
can't
think it's a
remember
ploy.
anything.
I think it's a
Leave it
ploy
there.
that he doesn't want to spill all the tea, but that's okay. We'll get it out of him.
Nah, Jesse knows a lot of stuff.
So Jesse, let's hear about you.
Well, I've been a bartender here in Austin for about 30 years almost, yeah. I got here in 91, started working at Charlie's as a barback.
There you go. There you go. So you worked at Charlie's as a barback.
Lipstick on me.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was a
The
barback.
You were a barback at
Okay.
Charlie's?
I was a barback for like 6 months. And then
Wow.
I started working the beer cooler with the beer bus thing.
Okay.
And,
what was that? What was the beer best? What was that?
It was 25-cent draft beer.
Oh,
And
my
I had a
gosh.
line from here to the bathroom.
Oh, he
Jesus.
sell the line.
Jesse,
The
Jesse.
line.
How old
I
were
had
you?
the line. I was what, 30 years younger.
30 years younger? Oh, I love it. That's a good
So
answer.
we're talking.
30 years younger,
You
I
were,
would say like
you were
20.
underage?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Gina.
Oh, I love you, Gina. Thank
Gina,
you.
she's trying to earn brownie points over there. I love it.
Yes, I'm the oldest staff member here, by the way.
You are?
Yes.
Well, you don't look it, honey.
Thank you. It's like when you get fat, it stretches the wrinkles.
Oh, you know what? There you go.
Survival tactics.
So where are you from, Jesse, again?
I'm from Floresville, Texas.
okay.
By San Antonio.
Perfect. And so how long were you at Charlie's?
I was at Charlie's 18 years.
18 years?
Yeah.
All right. And
18
and
years.
you have an alter ego.
Yes, Nacha Type.
Nacha Type.
Her daughter.
I love it. When
I'm
Nacha's
Kelly's
in the
daughter.
building, I
Yes.
literally, my nipples get hard.
Well, she used to
It's
drink.
amazing.
She used to drink.
She doesn't drink
drink
anymore?
No.
Nacha's sober?
Not that much.
I was like, Jesse's sober? Is Jesse drunk and
Jesse
Nacha's not?
doesn't drink anymore here. We do.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Not drinking at work. Here, okay.
Here.
You know when you have so much to say about a person, you're
Yes.
just like.
I know. I'm literally like, I'm like, this show has to be an hour, but damn it, I have like 2
There's
hours
a
of things
lot
to
to
ask
say.
about.
So I know
yeah.
Kelly and Jesse when they moved over here from Charlie's, and so all three of us almost before I left almost worked here about the same amount of time because I came in and then it was less than 6 months later. Jesse, a lot of people don't know this, but Jesse was the only bartender that we picked up from Charlie's, and it was specifically to bring in the Charlie's clientele and make Charlie's people comfortable. And then Kelly came in clean sweep and took over this bar with drag, but we all worked here about the same amount of time.
She was
Yes,
here
we
before
did.
me, actually, about
Oh
2
yeah,
weeks.
okay. By 2 weeks?
About 2 weeks.
Kelly,
Okay.
how long were you at Charlie's?
A total of, I want to say, about 11 years.
11 years.
I worked there for 5 years, and then I left, and I worked at the Forum for about 6 years, and then I went back to Charlie's again for about
Got it.
5 to 6 more years.
So who can explain Charlie's? Because again, a lot of people may not know what Charlie's is. We're all from Austin, so we do. But Charlie's was it was a very interesting style of bar.
Do y'all remember Charlie's?
Does anyone in
Most
the
of
crowd
y'all?
remember Charlie's, Austin?
Yeah, y'all can
probably
talk
too
to us,
young.
it's fine.
A few people. They might be, right? They might be too
They're-
young to know.
Okay,
It
I
was
don't know.
located right by the Capitol, like
Yeah.
literally in the shadow of the Capitol. And it was very, they wouldn't say that there were a gay bar out. I mean, you couldn't tell it was a gay bar.
Right.
But people used to like sneak in all the time just to.
I think, didn't y'all have a lot of like the Capitol staff?
A lot of
They
stuff.
would come in and, like,
Richards came by there.
it was very like almost, I don't want to say it was like an unkept secret, but it was a secret basically. Because if you walked outside again, it just said Charlie's and no one really knew what it was. And there was like this big gate in the front and they had the little patio. This is what I remember.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd walk up and then you'd walk around this corner and then you walked around another corner. And then it was like, how many
It was-
corners? It was like a
hidden.
maze, right? And then when
door
you
was
went in, it
hidden.
was this little dungeon that was dark and amazing. That
I
was-
remember flashes of Charlie's because every time I was in there, I was
Oh,
drunk.
honey, everybody was.
Yeah, and they sponsored our softball team. When I played for Softball Austin, they sponsored our softball team. So I think Charlie's was like the first gay bar I went to, probably the first bar hell in Austin that I went to.
I
My
have
first
to say it was-
professional photo was
yeah.
taken at
One of
Charlie.
mine. Oh my God.
I took it.
Yeah.
It was so tacky, but yeah.
Did Charlie's ever serve lunch?
Yeah, they had a.
I remember that, right? That they had
was
like
it?
chicken fried
It's
steaks.
Tuesday nights, right?
It was during the day, actually. They had a brunch kitchen type thing.
Interesting.
During the
It
day.
was called Steak Night.
Oh, the steak night also. That's another.
Well, the
thing.
steak night was on Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the managers used to bring me
It was
steak.
it was steak night on Tuesday, but it was also steak night on Friday and Saturday and Sunday happy hour, if you know what I mean. So because Charlie's had
Thursday.
dancers. I
They
think
had dancers.
Charlie's was one of the first places that had dancers.
Marcy
right?
Fletcher.
Marcy Fletcher, whom I worked for many, many years. Yeah, that's how we met. I think you met Lance.
Yeah.
or
That's
Dougie.
right. No.
One of the
Jogs
two.
my memory.
She had a few names back then, you know. So that's pretty crazy. So so you came over to Old Can Harry's, and so Kelly, what is your role here at Old Can Harry's?
I am the director of entertainment of Oil Count, so I book all the shows and run the Queens and etc.
That sounds like a very busy job.
Oh no, I just trim my hair. No, it's a lot of work and it's a lot of dedication. I consider us to be the face of the establishment, so we have to make sure we not only entertain but make people feel welcome and that this
Right.
is a safe place for them, etc.
I love that. I love hearing during the shows. I love when you actually give your affirmations of what's going on in your life and how you want to empower people to come in and have a good time, whether they're gay, straight, bisexual, whatever. I really love that. It's always so endearing to hear that.
Thank you. The world has too much hate, so I try to give a little love back.
Yeah.
Yeah, and having
one of-
fun too.
One of my favorite things that you do during the shows that like I feel like is so inclusive is that you'll speak in Spanish and in English and in drag talk, and you'll translate it all. And I'm like, yeah, that's what's up. Because depending on the night, I can follow you.
No, I know. Well, depending on how sober I am, I can follow her too. Because like sometimes I'm like, what the fuck was that? Did she speak Spanish or was it French or am I just fucked up? So, that's amazing. So, and so you've done that here. And so when do you work and when can people come see you here?
I am here on Wednesdays and on Sundays. Wednesdays we have Drag Survivor.
Thursday.
Oh, sorry, Thursday. I'm sorry, we moved it. See, I'm old.
That's okay.
We moved it from Wednesday to Thursdays.
Yes.
It starts at 10:30, and then we have on Sundays, we have our Super Sunday Diva shows at 10:30 at midnight.
Okay, so can you explain Drag Survivor if people, because a lot of people are going to be watching this show, maybe not from Austin or from the area, or listening, and they may not know what Drag Survivor is. Can you explain that to them?
Yes, Drag Survivor is it's a drag, but all-inclusive drag, meaning you can be cisgendered, you can be transgender, you can be anything you self-identify as long as you're in costume and you lip sync and you perform, it's considered drag, so everybody's welcome. Actually, before I continue to that, I was the very first person in Austin to have an all-inclusive talent competition, and it caused a whole bunch of hoopla because people were like, well, how can you consider a woman a drag queen? How can you let a drag king be et cetera? So I just said, you know what, we need to be all-inclusive. What you see on stage needs to be, what you see in the audience needs to be seen on stage. We need to represent everybody that's part of our community. So that's why I did it.
Yeah.
Drag Survivor is a 12 to 13 week talent competition. The way that you win is that you need to survive every week. It's not the best winner of the season. It's who wins every week and reaches the end.
So how do they have judges, or do you judge it, or do people come in and how do they survive?
We have 5 judges, and then we do have it's up to me to decide whether I want to that day use the judges' scores or the audience participation to see who stays or who leaves or what have you. So I try to change it up so people don't get used to the same thing over and over again. We have different challenges, and then sometimes I'll throw in a last minute twist. For example, this week we have to do a porno audition.
Oh.
So they're like porno? So everybody's excited. I said, but then you have to do it as an 80-year-old woman. Yeah. See?
Oh, my favorite challenge that you did.
Wow.
It was a while ago. I know, right?
I don't know what to say. I'm verklempt.
It was the one like the people that were on the bottom were like standing there. Sorry, it's on the bottom. And the people on the top, you asked, well, why don't you like this person? And it was like all back and forth. You're like, pick who you would eliminate. And you told him to like in detail explain why and everything. You're like, okay, cool. Nobody's cut this week. You have to work with the person that you said you'd eliminate. And I was like, damn, Kelly, you're
That's
dirty.
ruthless. I love it.
Well, in this industry, we don't always get to work with people that we actually are friends with, but you
Right.
can still be professional and respectful of
And
someone.
I think you have to. I think it comes to, especially with drag. I mean, not everyone's going to get along and have the same style or whatever. But if you're underneath the same roof and you're the same owners, you need to be a community and work together. Because the people that come in to see these shows want to see a show. They don't want to see bitchy, catty bitches. You know what I mean? So I think that you're really good at making people feel comfortable and welcome here. So I really think that's awesome.
Thank you. I also use Drag Survivor to educate these entertainers. Most of them are new to the industry.
I've seen it.
So I teach them about professionalism and how to respect our audience members, and on top of that, how to give back to the community.
Very cool. But I got a question for you, Kelly.
Yes.
Does anyone ever, since it's kind of your final say, do any of them ever like hit on you or like try to get on your good side and be like, hey, Kelly.
For bonus points or
Yeah.
something?
I want to survive all the way. I want that $1,000 cash prize. Does anyone ever do that?
No, but I sleep with their boyfriends anyway, honey. Just no, truthfully, no. People are generally nice, but they know I also don't. I pride myself on not playing games. I don't play favorites.
There you go.
Nobody ever gave me an opportunity. I worked my ass off for it. That's another reason why I'm super grateful to Charlie's, because when I started, I worked there for 6 years for free, not one penny.
Oh my goodness.
Most people won't do that, but it taught me to be what I consider to be myself, the best host and director and producer of this show, because I run a show like nobody else does.
So you actually worked there for free, and did you get tips? Did you survive on tips?
At first, I started as a backstage manager, so I would literally help the queens get dressed and do their hair and their shoes, and sometimes tuck them, and then I would do the lineup and talk to the DJ, and then slowly I was asked to, well, can you host for me while I'm getting ready? So that's how I learned to be able to host on the microphone, and I got more experience that way, and then we started running pageants, so I was in charge of that, and so then I started performing at that time. So I learned everything backstage, and then I started performing, and that's how I built my experience.
That's amazing. We have something in common. I didn't know that about you, actually. My very first time on microphone was probably when I was 19 years old. I was at Kontiki Bar in Galveston, Texas, and there was a woman there named Cece Ryder. There was a drag queen that ran the shows there, and she was doing this fantastic. Number as Winifred Sanderson, and I was dancing there at the time, and so I was in the back helping her, and her zipper got stuck. She couldn't get out of her outfit, so she hands me the microphone and goes out there and keep them busy. And I was like, what do I say? She goes, I don't give a fuck what you say, bitch. Go out there and I'm busy. She was like trying to rip it off, and these other queens are trying to get her out. So I walk out in my underwear, my little dancer outfit, and I was like, hi, everybody. How was the drinks? I didn't know what to do. It was so embarrassing, but that was my first actual microphone gig. It was being backstage and having someone saying, take this shit and run. So
my first time was Jamie was competing for Miss Gay Texas US of A, and Arnie asked me to fill in for her. I was so nervous. It was my first time. I forgot my name. Like literally, I'm like, my name is. I could not remember to say
Oh
my
my
life.
God! You know, and people don't understand being in front of someone like this and having a microphone and holding that conversation with people and trying to keep them in your eyes. It's hard. It's not very easy. Some people just are like, oh fuck. And I think a lot of people said that the day I was out there. I thought I was just going to be cute. No, bitch. They wanted to hear me talk, and I was like, what do I do? So that's really crazy. So speaking of Jamie Perry, if you don't know Jamie Perry, she's here on Wednesday nights. She has a new show. It's called Let's Get Soaking Wet, I think. And we do a wet underwear contest that was brought back from Charlie's. So, full circle. So, Jesse, do you remember those wet underwear contests?
Yes, I do. Paris Chanel was the MC.
Ooh, I love Paris Chanel. And in a minute, I got a story about that because I want to. She does. But let's talk about you, Jesse. So you worked at Charlie's for, again, a long time.
I was a bar back, became a bartender. Also, they asked me to do Not Your Regular Thursdays, which was a show on Thursday nights for local talent. Okay. Kelly,
Remember to
she
speak
said,
very clearly into the microphone.
people did free.
There you go.
It's cameos, I guess.
Was that your first hosting gig?
Yes, and first time I.
Were you nervous when your first hosting
The very
gig?
first time, yes, I was very nervous.
But when you were Nacha, do you just feel like...
No, he
It was
does
different,
not.
no.
No?
He is like,
No?
It's night and day. It's like wearing a mask almost. Like
It is.
and then drinking, helps you be somebody else.
Liquid courage.
Actually, my best friend does not like being around me when I'm in drag because I'm a different person. And, and he hates it, so he doesn't come to watch.
Okay.
Is that why he doesn't come?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
He will not.
Huh.
Interesting.
Yeah, he will not.
Who's your friend?
Chad Hart.
Chad.
Right?
Okay. I was like, I just want to know.
Yeah, he won't support. He'll give me money for pageants and stuff, but he won't come and see
Very
me.
interesting. I didn't know that.
Really
I've
rare.
seen Nacha a couple times. I love seeing you as Nacha. Like I said, nipples get hard, butthole does that. It's fabulous, y'all. I love seeing Nacha.
I mean, thanks to Kelly. I mean, she revamped me.
Yeah.
When I first came out, I was a hot
But
mess.
what a great name, too. That name is everything. Nacha type.
And
I
that
mean,
came from
come on.
David Green, one of the owners over there.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Actually, no, I'll take that back. Nicole. I don't know if anybody remembers Nicole.
Nicole who?
Nicole. Just Nicole, right?
I do, yeah, just Nicole.
And
Okay.
She went by Nicole. She emceed at Charlie's before I got there. And we had a turnabout show, where the staff does drag. And I didn't have a name, and she was bringing me on. She goes, out from booth shoot number 1, here comes Nacho Frijoli. Nacho Frijoli.
Nacha Free.
And so
Holy,
we changed
that was
it.
your name?
Yes, Nacho Frijoli.
Can you imagine? I mean, it's not a bad name, but bitch.
That's what I looked like, a Nacho Frijoli the first time I did drag.
You look like a big bean.
a bigger beater. I looked in the mirror, saw my sister. I was like, oh my God.
Ooh, that's
No,
crazy.
but, so we changed it to the feminine
Nacha type.
And then
I
it's
love
Nacha
it.
Regular Thursdays.
That's literally one of my favorite drag names ever. When you, again, when I see you, I'm like, Nacha type. I yell it. Usually I yell it. I think
when I
scream
Google it, it said, doesn't. I don't even come up. Somebody else comes up. It's kind of weird.
Well, that's
I always
rude.
I always have to put like a password. I have to put Nacha Type 1 because it said this is already used or something. I'm like, I don't know who has it. Who else has it? But it's weird.
It's probably a porn star.
Probably.
It may be. You never know, So
Somebody stole it. I don't know.
well, that's amazing. So I love hearing all these stories. That's so great. Again, Charlie's was, again, such a great bar. I had fun every time I worked there and at work, worked there and also frequented there. We would come on Tuesday nights, and Tuesday nights were the fucking shit back then. You remember when Tuesdays were just like, that was the place to be in Austin,
Where are you
Texas.
taking this?
Honey, you know where I'm taking it.
Yes, I don't remember that until you just reminded me. We had a sink in the back of.
So let me tell you. So Tuesday nights were so busy.
no.
Let me preface this. I'm going to tell everyone. You're all going to cringe, bitches. Watch out, America. Watch out, America. So they had again, so this is a bar. Let's just picture it. The bar is here. Oh, look at those. Look, people, they're so, look, people love us so much, they're bringing us beverages. Thank you.
Thank you.
What, is this Dripping Springs? I'm sure it is. It is? It's Dripping Springs? Perfect, Dripping Springs. No, they're sponsoring us eventually. Cheers, cheers, cheers. There's no alcohol in these for this? Okay, cheers, love you. You're amazing.
Thank you for
so much.
listening.
Now, that's the kind of interruption from a guest I would love to have.
Yeah, we'll take that.
We won't
We'll
take
take
anyone
that.
else telling us crazy shit. No, I'll
That's a
drink.
good
I'll
one.
drink, bitch. I'm here. All right. I'm sitting up, aren't I?
Thank you.
Oh, that's delicious. Thank you, pumpkin.
But I'm
Okay.
diabetic and it has sugar in it.
So I have to preface this story, guys. So again, Charlie's was very busy on Tuesday nights. And again, they were a restaurant, so they had a little kitchen area in the back. Where did the staff go when the bathrooms were so full because people were peeing in them so much?
That's what they're doing.
Where did the staff go to pee?
We had a little corner in the kitchen.
It was not a corner, honey. It was
a corner.
the sink.
It was a wall, not the sink.
It was the sink.
It was a corner of the sink. The corner of the.
It was in the corner.
Y'all let
It was in
Jesse
the
tell
corner.
his story how he remembers it.
You would face. I do remember that. It had a little. You couldn't reach it, so you had to stand on one of those milk crates and face the wall and
Y'all were so
take care of your
nasty.
business. They would fill it with ice so that way.
And I used to eat
So when
steak
it's-
from there.
Because the ice won't make it splash. and then they had steak night the next night.
Oh my God, that just changed
They
my
didn't
world.
use
Y'all
that.
are
They didn't use that
nasty.
sink for anything but that.
Oh my
Other things happened in that corner.
Oh
also,
my
but
God,
I'm not
y'all.
gonna say what.
I mean, the first time I saw that happening, I go, because I know there's another guy that worked there. His name was Arnie. Yes, you're called out. So I go, Arnie, what are you doing? And he goes,
not the
I'm
same
peeing,
Arnie.
girl. And I go, in the kitchen? True story.
Y'all
True
had
story.
steak night there the night after.
They had.
Oh my God.
They had
The
steak
same
night.
night.
You had the best steak in town, honey.
It was so good.
It was the la creme de
Marinated.
la creme.
In that corner, yes.
You'd hear the duct tape, and you just Arnie's peeing, and then steak night the next night. My goodness gracious, what a day,
We
y'all!
have, like,
Charlie's
food codes
Austin.
Now. This
I
is
mean,
why bartenders now have to have food handler licenses because of shit like this.
I mean to tell you, if you
paved
thought,
the way.
Thank you, Charlie's.
if you thought that we didn't have some tea, bitch, please. That place has so much tea. Literally, it was hilarious. I died. So when I was
Tea,
telling.
Coke, everything else.
Oh, yeah, Tina. Lindsay, apparently yesterday, we talked about this last podcast, that when people ask, how many times do people ask you for Coke because you work here?
Almost every day that I work.
Jesse?
All the time.
When I worked here, all the time, in
Some-
all kinds of weird ways too.
Yeah, this guy came up to me yesterday. I was bartending happy hour, and he goes, hey, do you know where Lindsay's at? And I go, I don't have a Lindsay that works here. And he goes, no, Lindsay. And I go, oh, Lohan? Oh, she's in like Mykonos or something. I don't know where she's at. No, it was crazy. I was like, they were like, we're from Houston. We're cool. Really? Because you're from Houston, you're cool? So I'm gonna
Absolutely.
hold on. Let me
Absolutely.
give you my personal stash of cocaine. It was just dumb. People ask for Coke all the time. I'm like, bitch, I don't have it in my pocket. Because it was Sunday. It was the Lord's Day. That's too much. Thank you for.
I can't help you
I
there.
know. Thank you for sharing that story about the pee because it was just great. I love it. It's a pee story. So if anyone's into golden showers, Charlie's is not a thing anymore. It's actually closed. And did it burn down?
No, that was the other one. Damn. They sold the land like most of Austin does.
About time too.
Condos. Is it condos?
Condos.
Okay.
All that.
That's too much for Hollywood. So speaking of old days, because Paris Chanel, we were talking about Paris Chanel earlier. If you don't know who Paris Chanel was, I'm going to let Kelly Klein tell everyone who Paris Chanel is, because I have a great story about her involving another bar. But I want to hear about the story you told me on Sunday. Yes, about how Paris Chanel found you in a predicament.
Yes, and actually right back here.
Ooh, right back.
Okay,
there.
before I tell you that story, before we end, you need to ask me about sunflower seeds.
Oh no.
No,
Sorry, it's
no,
not going
skip
there.
it.
We're ditching here.
Skip it.
No,
I knew you were
no,
gonna do
I want to
that.
hear it.
You know what, y'all? I have heard every.
Who wants to hear about sunflower seeds? Who does? Who does? See,
Oh my
the whole crowd.
Sorry, we can't see you. Y'all really do not want to hear this shit.
We know somebody that
Everybody needs to
went through
stop
this.
talking. Kelly has the floor now.
Okay, fair enough. So when I first moved to Austin, I went to 5th Street Station. I don't know if you remember that or not. Probably before your time. You're probably like 12 years old.
I don't.
But there was this drag queen. She was a high energy dancer, and she did this backflip, and her wig flew off, and it got caught in the ceiling fan. Well, later on, they announced her, and that was Paris Chanel. Oh, what? Are you all right?
No, because I have a wig story about her too.
Oh, Lord. Did she have you in it too?
No, I'll tell you in a minute.
Okay. So Paris used to work here also, and she used to host a strip-off contest. That night, we had some friends and I came downtown, and we parked like right in front of where the forum used to be, right here in front of Congress.
It was like 4th in Congress or
Yes.
something? Okay.
So there was a guy who was trying to talk to me. I'm like, you don't want to talk to me. Why not? What's wrong with you? I'm not the kind of girl. Like, this is the beginning of my transition. And I'm like, I'm not the girl you want to talk to. He's like, why not? I said, well, because I'm a guy. And he's like, what? If you're a guy, I'll suck your dick. I'm like, oh, really? So I brought him to this alleyway back here before this patio was over here, girl. There was, for real, the trash cans used to be back here. All of a sudden, Paris Chanel was hosting something, and she literally opened this door.
No.
And she catches me getting my dick sucked by the guy back there. Yes, girl. It was cute. But anyway, so yeah, that's how I officially got to in good terms with Paris Chanel, because she realized that I was a freak.
And you had a big dick.
I still do.
You said had. I was like, it's still there.
You know, but I'm
I
saying,
know.
Paris, so wig story with Paris. So Paris used to also host the shows at Boy Cellar, which is a bar in between Rain and Oil Cans. It's now Cellars. I was there being a celebrity guest host for some blah, 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 whatever. It was some strip off. I went there and I don't know what happened, but somehow I went to hug her at the end. We were taking photos and my watch got stuck on her wig. So as I'm leaving the photo, I go like this, and the whole wig comes off. And I'm like, full face of drag, Paris Chanel. And if anyone knows Paris, I was literally like, she's gonna beat me up. So I'm like trying to pull the wig off, and I'm like, oh my God. And I get it off, and I give it to her, and I hand it to her, and she doesn't take it. And I go, so I just put it on her real quick, and it wasn't even right. Like I think the back was in the front. It was a fucking mess. This bitch did a backflip. She did a backflip and it ended in the splits, and everyone cheered because the whole Boy Cellar went.
That is performing.
I mean, it was like gay gasps. They all went when the wig came off. The whole bar did, and I was like, I'm gonna die. And she literally did a backflip. Do you remember when she would do the backflips? And yes, and she did a backflip and did some splits things and. The worm.
That's just
It was something crazy. I don't know. I didn't see that because I literally, when she did the backflip, I thought, this is my time. I can get the fuck out of here. I ran. I was like, woof, I'm going back to Oil Cans. So yeah, that was my story about the wig. But Paris.
She used to get into fights every day, so I get it.
Oh, I know. I was nervous. I was so nervous. I thought she's gonna beat the hell out of me. But she was so sweet. And then the next time I saw her, and you know how she had that deep voice, she was like, "It's okay, baby." And I was like, "Oh my God, thank you, Paris. I'm so sorry." She knew it was an accident. She knew it didn't happen on purpose because she saw it stuck in my watch, and I was just like. I was just mortified. I didn't know what to do. So, yeah, that's my story with Paris.
If Kelly would have put that wig on, it would not have come off. Kelly reminded me of a black mama when she putting on a wig.
That glue?
She'd be like holding your head and like, don't move, don't cry. For what, turnabout? Your wig's not coming off.
Staple it on
your
people's
wig is
heads.
not coming
Oh,
off.
my God. So what kind of glue do you use for your wigs?
I
You
don't.
do some head flips.
No.
You don't?
I don't. I just a lot of bobby pins.
It's the
Like
bobby
a
pin.
lot of bobby
All
pins.
the way into
hurts?
Yeah, he knows.
all the way into the scalp, like you feel it graze
Jesus.
across.
So you don't bleed?
Use it as blush afterwards.
So it's just blood is dripping down. You just contour it in, contour it in.
Snatch though.
No
wow.
pain, no gain.
I thought you used wig glue.
No.
We're learning so much about Kelly right now. I love it. Jesse, do you use wig glue?
I did. I'll never do it again. But
You did?
I have.
What
yeah.
happened?
It was super glue.
Tell
You
him,
use super
tell him-
glue?
Tell him about it.
Yeah,
You told me about it. Tell him.
we
Tell
were
him.
rushing to get out on stage, and I had no bobby pins, and the wig kept falling off. So my friend of mine, just got glue. I thought it was nail glue,
no.
but it was super glue. and they stuck it to my head. So when it was over, I went to pull my wig off. Oh my God, big old red like.
It ripped your
mark
skin
of
off.
He ripped his skin because he was sober.
My God.
Yeah, I was sober that night.
You were instantly sober?
I didn't feel it
Oh, you were. Okay.
until the next
If you
day.
notice on Jesse's head, and turn around, Jesse, it's really short, so you can't pin anything on there. So that's why
Yeah.
he used the glue. Now he uses duct tape all around and then
we
tapes
use
it to the
tape.
duct
You
tape.
duct tape?
What's
That's a
it?
lot of work.
It's a
See,
clear
we're learning
tape.
all the drag tea. I love this episode.
That
Yeah.
clear tape. Do you have any?
You know, drag has become such a big thing in communities. It's everywhere. Why do you think? As far as like community goes, because we'll skip to community real fast. Why do you think that people come here so much? Because I know that so many people are so loyal to our show and love this area for drag. Why do you think that, Kelly?
It's been a tradition to come in this area a lot, and on top of that, I think everybody who's on this particular strip is very welcoming to everybody. A lot of the girls are friends, and they all fight for many causes, and they treat their customers respectfully, and try to produce the best show that they possibly can. I think that people realize that as long as you're putting an effort to doing what you're doing, then they respect you and appreciate that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't understand how expensive drag is. It's very expensive to buy, the nails, the hair, the makeup, the wigs, the outfits, and a lot of you guys make them yourselves too, right? I mean, that's crazy. I see some really, like Roxy Brooks, one of our resident girls, she does a lot of wigs. I actually asked her if she would help me with some of the wigs that I have because, again, anyone that knows me knows that I collect wigs for no apparent reason whatsoever, just because I'm drunk on Amazon, and I thought I needed an 18-inch silver wig, bitch. Why not?
Yes.
I mean, you never know. But I'm like, it's very fascinating to me to see how many people are so creative and like your outfits and all the things you do and the makeup, the lashes. I love it. But a lot of people don't understand how expensive it is. How much do you think you spend on just makeup?
Well, I'm a certified professional makeup artist, so my kit alone is over $5,000.
Yeah.
My brush set is over $3,000. The holder itself is $1,000. Again, I use that for a living, not only doing makeup on cisgender women, but on men and drag queens as well. So I have to have a little bit of everything, different types of foundation, coverage, undertones, powders, you name it. So it gets to be really expensive.
I get it, girl. I get it. All right, what is so if for anyone who's into makeup, because again, a lot of people love makeup, what are your favorite brushes? I know my favorite brushes, but what are your favorite brushes?
My entire kit is MAC.
Thank you. So my entire kit is too. Now I'll tell you something, all you guys out there. I've used MAC brushes. Again, I've done makeup for a very long time as well, professionally, and I use all MAC brushes and Makeup Forever. I do love them. I did work for some of them and do some of their flagship stuff in New York. But I found a company called Real Techniques. Have you heard of them?
No?
Okay, so guys, let me tell you, this is a secret that you're all gonna love. I use Real Techniques, and so if say I'm doing a wedding and I run out of my MAC brushes because I've just done 14 girls in a row, haven't had time to clean them. We have Real Techniques brushes now. They're synthetic brushes, but they last and they're actually as good, because anyone that knows real hair makeup brushes, they have follicles, the hair do. So it actually adheres to the makeup better, so you get a better coverage, right? Well, synthetic never did that because they were only good for like concealer or contouring. Now, Real Techniques has these special brushes that actually do work and they hold. So the MAC 217, there's a brush that matches it that's only $7. Literally, you can get them at Walgreens. There is a dupe for the MAC 239, my flat brush that I do for everything. I can't do, with those two brushes, I can't do eyes. There's a dupe now, and you can get that at Walgreens and Walmart. So check out Real Techniques. This is not a plug for them. I'm not getting paid, but I absolutely love them. I was actually in London when I bought their stuff first, and I was at a company called Boots, I think it is, and I bought their brushes because I'd followed them on YouTube. And then when I came to the States, about 4 or 5 years later, they were actually here in the States, and I was like, now you can get them at Target, Walgreens, CVS, I think, wherever, and they're fabulous. So you should try them. Real Technique brushes as backups. I'm sure you'll never switch to MAC or from MAC because that's what I use. But in case you want to get a little makeup tip, there you go. Real Techniques. So.
Kelly, so when you're talking about like community and everything, will you talk about like Turnabout and your Pink Santa toy drive? Because when you're talking about how expensive your brushes are and the fact that like nobody knows behind the scenes, if you've ever been to Turnabout, that like behind the scenes, it's like a factory back there. All the drag queens from the bar.
Before we do that, though, what is Turnabout? Some people may not know what Turnabout is.
I'm gonna let Kelly tell it all, but like
Okay.
all the drag queens from the bar literally give their time and their closets and their makeup to all the staff here to help raise money. But Kelly like has everybody in like glue factory for the eyebrows and everything going through. So could you talk about that a little bit?
Yes, I have a toy drive, an annual toy drive. This will be 15 years. This year it will be 15 years. It's called Pink Santa. And it's a toy drive for homeless children in the Austin, Texas area. Once we donate to the homeless shelters, and if they have too many, because we donate a lot to them, then it goes to the hospitals locally as well.
Yeah.
And our team, who doesn't do drag, normally does drag to perform, to get tips, to raise money for these children. So we put them literally all in drag. So they come in and I literally have an assembly line. Foundation, powder,
And this
blush,
is all
blush,
the
blush.
staff, right? So
all
even,
the staff.
And so again, and because we work at a gay bar does not mean that everyone works here is gay. We have a lot of straight men that work here too. So when they're in drag, it's quite funny, right?
Yes, but some think they're really beautiful.
Yeah.
I think it's the best thing ever when a man, you get them in a dress and wigs and they're like in gowns, and all of a sudden the manliest man is like, I look so pretty.
Clayton used to do that. Clayton used to
They're
do
always
that.
competing to see which one of the straight ones is the prettiest one.
Yeah.
Bitch.
They're
Or they'll
feeling
go
it.
in the mirror and be like, bitch, I'd fuck me.
I love it. So that's what Turnabout is. So Turnabout is, again, just when all the staff all goes in drag, whether you're gay, straight, whatever, and then it's for an event. So
Yeah, and
Yes.
then you're also absolutely right what you said earlier about you do all-inclusive drag, because I remember I didn't want to dress like a boy, and I'm like, I can do girl drag. And Kelly was like, yeah. And the guys were like, no, that's not fair. She needs to dress like a boy. I was like, I don't want to be a boy. And she was like, if she's in drag, y'all. She performs
love
better
it.
than y'all anyways. So
But she wore lashes and she wore, like,
I've
she
seen
pushed
your
those
pictures,
knockers up
yeah,
here, and she
yeah.
wore 5 wigs on top of her head and stuff,
Yeah.
and she worked it out.
It was
So
a thing.
yeah, the things were the
Yeah, that-
girls were hoisted up to here,
all
and
of it.
the
Kelly,
eyes
like, you
were
can't
bigger.
feel anything when you're on stage.
Yeah.
Plus, you're sober, and so like, yeah, it was. Like, I think the first time I raised like, what was it, like 150, 200?
I don't know.
I was just whipping and like make
That's
it
so
rain.
great.
the audience,
like-
I think, loves the fact that they're not only willing to give to community,
Yeah.
but they're taking the time and courage to get in drag. To
It
do
takes
this.
a lot to be in an outfit like that. I mean, I've done drag very seldomly, but I have done it just for like Halloween and things. And even just walking around, it's just crazy because you're like, I mean, I was Donatella Versace a few years ago, and because I was a dead celebrity, even though
Yes.
she's not dead, she looks like she is. Bless her heart. So bless her heart. That's a Texan thing. Bless your heart. Anyways, but it's important to kind of like, you have to have that mindset and be a strong person, I think, to do drag. And I think that that's very endearing to a lot of people because I think there's lots of people that couldn't do it.
Yeah, and then on the bartending side, me and Jesse used to work on Sundays, and so we would.
Work and drag.
Yeah, we'd work. Well, he would work in specially drag. I took most of mine off, but he
No
would
shoes.
donate his time and everything and come early as well.
Working in drag is hard,
Sober.
but I want to see Nacha bartend.
Hot. Well, it's hot.
It
It's
is
very
hot.
'cause
I know.
that wig and
I know.
just-
I've
like
done
this
it.
a lot, and he's like,
I know. I've done it. I've had.
It's all
I
in
was,
your face.
I was Catwoman a few months. I think last
Oh,
month.
yeah, you did the-
And when I was in my wig, and I was like, I felt like Cher. I was like, just kept pushing
Yes,
things
it's just-
around.
welcome to my world,
It was
bitch.
such a
Just-
mess,
just
but
the shit be just.
but it's all right. But people loved it. Again, no one knew who I was though. It was crazy, but they loved it. So.
Maybe I'll do it on a Monday one of these
Perfect.
days.
So we know what she's doing for community, but I want to know a little bit more about Jessie. So what do you feel about bartending here at Oak and Harry's? How do you feel like that impacts the community here in Austin?
Well, being as a bartender as long as I have, I guess I see a lot of people that move away and they come back and they feel love. They feel like they know somebody in the community still that and
You're
you-
kind of family.
Yeah, you introduce them to other people, newer people, and you're like the middle in between. People are shy when they come in here and they don't know anybody. There's usually, a gang of friends that hang around, and if you're here alone, you're just like, you try to pull them into the
Right.
community and say, hey, meet this person, and you try to get them to become friends with people.
So I've said this again, and it kind of mirrors a last podcast, but I kind of think we all are like that therapist / best friend / family member because we are here all the time. That's our job to be here. But people come in and they don't maybe have that. Maybe they go home and they live by themselves and they work all day. They're new to Austin. They don't know anybody. And so they come out to see people that are there, and we are either busy or not, but we're there to talk to.
We listen.
So
Yeah.
that's great. So and you've got lots of history with being in Austin for as long as you have and working
You've
in
seen
the
people
bars.
like grow up in
I've
the
been
bars.
told that I've saved a life before.
That's amazing.
Somebody was depressed, and I can't remember his name offhand, but
Remember to speak very clearly.
But I couldn't remember his name offhand. But he did come by and thank me, and gave me $1,000 and said, "Thank
my
you so
God.
much for saving my life."
You sound like you're getting, like-
I was feeling really emotional.
Yeah.
Oh, I am too. Oh my God.
It was really sad. I mean, something I don't talk about because I don't want anything
No.
other than we're talking about it now. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
he was feeling really down, and I just listened. And
Oh, Jesse, you're gonna make me cry.
So-
That is, I mean, so did you know this man for a very long
I met
time?
him here
or?
actually. He was a customer. I had no idea before. I met him before this incident, and I thought he was fine. I didn't know he was going through something that difficult, but I was just listening to his problems. When he told me this, I had no idea that he was going through a really, really difficult time. And so he gave me the money and told me thank you. Was crying.
Oh my
And
God.
said thank you, but I said
That is
just
so sweet.
And he's still around. He's married. He's got a boyfriend now, and they're married. And
That's amazing,
Wow.
Jesse.
I
That is
see him
such a
on Facebook.
great story. I think that people probably don't. Wow, a bartender, whatever. No, that's such an impactful thing. I think what you just said now can just show people that are out there that are maybe listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
That we are here to hear a lot of things from people, and you don't know what's going on in someone's life sometimes. And I think that's very, very amazing. You are an angel to that man. Seriously, you really are. So
Pay it forward.
there you go. That is so sweet. Oh my goodness, that gave me nipple chills.
Yeah,
So,
and you know what? And the crazy thing is, I know for a fact Kelly has stories like that, being in the community.
Yeah.
And I think when that happened to me, I told you about it, and then you started telling me about that stuff because this kid came in one time, and he just came up to me. And he knew my name and everything, and he was like, "You saved my life one night," and I was like, "Oh, did I put you in an Uber? Because I'll put somebody in an Uber." But he was like, "No." I didn't know who I was or something, and in passing, like, I know you were busy and stuff, but you were like, just fuck everybody, be you. And that's something I say because I believe in it, and I'm very like, fuck you. But he like internalized it, and I don't know, God knows what he was gonna do. But and then Kelly has tons of stories like that too.
Yeah.
So that's just one example of like sometimes the impact of just being in service industry and being human to somebody changes the world to somebody, and you never know.
And I know that we're all crazy sometimes. I think that because, we are, because I think
Yeah.
anyone who's in service industry is a little bit nuts sometimes because we have to be, because we work really odd hours. We don't get to go to the bank at the certain times that people do. We don't have, our lives are crazy. And especially people that have multiple jobs like we do, who do makeup in the mornings sometimes and then do this, do that. It's nuts. But I think when it comes down to it, I think a lot of us that work in this industry, we do it because we love people. And I think that's truth be
It's
told.
addictive.
It's addictive to be around people and get to see them. And again, you see people grow up, or you change their lives, or you maybe meet new friends, like my best friend who's running around here somewhere, who thought I was hitting on him. The first time he was new to the gay bars. He literally, Lupe Escogido, yes, that bitch. That's Lupita Nyong'o, that's what I call her. She thought I was hitting on her because she was new to the gay bars, met me on a Tuesday night at Rain when I was bartending. And I was like, he's fun. He likes music. He likes the things I like. Let's talk. Let's hang out. I gave him my number, and he was like, he's hitting on me. And I was like, ew, no, you're not my type at all. Let's be friends. But look at you laughing back there, bitch. You know it's true. But that's what happens, I think, as bartenders. We get to see sometimes the good, the bad, and the ugly from people. But I think when it comes down to it, us being here, we are here for them, And so that's kind of, I love hearing these stories.
The reality of everything is when they walk into this store or any other club that's for us, they're walking into a place where they can be who they really feel that they are. And the moment you allow them to do that, then they feel like they have a home.
Yeah. I think this is home for a lot of people. So, next, we have about 10 minutes or so. So our next segment is going to be Bar EDU, questions and things not to do to bartenders or showmen. So we have lots of things, and as bartenders or service industry people, you'll all get this. You all will. Anyone listening to this podcast or watching this, I want to hear some stories of some things that really just get on your fucking nerves. What's up with that? What's up with
Or
that?
like
Know
some
what you
etiquette
want to
that-
drink.
Say it again.
Okay, so
Know what you want to drink when you walk up to the bar.
Jesse, explain that. What the fuck does that mean?
Well, like you're going out, you know what you're going to drink. When I know I'm going to drink vodka when I get there. And
So when someone walks up and goes, "What's good?"
What's oh, I hate that.
I go, "Bitch, I want a Bud Light. Fuck off. You got to get that."
Or make me something sweet.
I want something sweet and strong. I always, when they say that, I always go, "I'm right here." But a bump. Shh.
I'm
know.
gonna play the devil's advocate. So what if somebody actually doesn't know that stuff and they want to learn that stuff? When is a good time to come to the bar and ask those type of questions?
2 p.m. on Sunday.
2 p.m. on Sunday.
4 a.m.
When the
by
doors open
dumpsters.
and it's
4 a.m. by the
By
dumpster.
the
Don't
dumpsters.
don't do that shit at 10 p.m. Or I'm sorry, I say maybe 12 p.m. here because that's when we're kind of busier. 12 p.m. midnight. You know, I don't want to hear
1:52.
1:52
a.m.
What's good? Oh my God, that shit.
Oh, he said the last few minutes of happy hour. You're like, what? I'm like, bitch, you better take this vodka soda.
There's
real
no more
quick.
mimosas, bitch. You were late.
You know that Wyclef was gone 30 minutes ago. Like,
I went through 16 bottles in 3 hours, bitch. You're late.
okay, Kelly, how about you? Because you do the shows, and I know you have stories.
Who I know.
Oh,
One of the weirdest ones, people ask me like, "Oh my God, are those your lashes?"
You go yes.
Yeah, spiders. But the one I get all the time, this is really freaking weird. Drunk girl comes up, she goes, "Oh my God, can I touch your tits?" Hey Jenny, come here, touch her tits.
Why do girls do that?
Hold on, and then they're like, "Can my boyfriend touch your tits real quick?" Sure, bitch, you can suck my dick too while you're at it, but you know.
absolutely.
But it happens almost every single time. They just think that because I have them, that they have a right to
And
touch
you're like
them.
a show woman and you're out there.
Yeah.
They think that, okay, I can just touch you. That is absolutely unacceptable, people.
And-
so don't do that.
Yeah,
if
don't
you're
do
out there
that.
listening, do not do that. If you see or go to a drag show, don't touch the wig.
Yes,
don't
that too.
fucking touch the wig. Don't get it caught in your watch. Don't do anything crazy. Don't touch anyone. And you know what? No. If you are offered a situation, if Kelly says, you know what, guys? I'd love for you to come touch my tits. Then do that. Because she said it. But unless she says that to you, don't touch the tits.
But in
okay?
general, all of us feel like that because people just fucking reach across and touch you.
I've seen it happen to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a couple times, like my boobs, and sometimes I think that just because we're behind the bar, we are service industry people. That does not mean that we are your product. You know what
No.
I mean?
You can't reach over
Yeah,
and-
you can't reach over and tap us. And if you're a gay man, does not give you like pass to touch my boobs.
Nope.
Like,
Or a straight woman, because I had a straight woman the other day ask me to sign her tits.
Yeah, okay,
Which
no.
I did because she was sweet. So, but it was like a paintbrush. I was like, it didn't look right. So yeah, I signed her titties. I did. She goes, they're new and you're so cute. I go, thanks. And she tipped $20.
now
So
if
I
you're
did
my
it.
friend, you can still touch my boobs because I know like one of them's like, what? No, my friends can touch my boobs. That's different.
You know, friends.
They ask
Yeah.
permission.
So I think when we work together, I think it's one thing because we all work together. We slap a butt. And again, I work with Scott Hill, and if anyone's ever seen me work
Oh,
with him on a
my.
Friday or a
Getting
Saturday
touched.
night, that little motherfucker will shove his finger in my ass. And
I was
I'm
just
like-
about to say,
he
right
will literally,
in the
he'll
ass.
literally be
He
like,
sticks his
he'll be like
finger-
this, and I'm like talking to a client, and I'm like, so you want a Bud Light, a vodka soda? Stop it. And a whiskey, what?
You can
A
find
whiskey
the
Coke?
hole. Trust me.
And I'm like, you little fucker, why are you
Jesse's
12?
so nasty.
But
For real?
whatever.
Sorry.
It does happen. He'll literally be like in it. Just
Jesse,
like
speaking of finding the hole, like, so Jesse, what's your weakness with men? What's your kryptonite?
Oh, you know what it is.
Yeah, go ahead, tell us.
Oh, Jesse.
I have a fetish.
Oh, the tea's being spilled. I love it. You have it. What is your fetish?
Well, first of all, I mean, I love the gay people.
Okay.
But I love straight men.
He loves straight men.
bisexual, or those that claim to be straight.
He always
So they're
finds
not
a
straight if they're
guy.
with you, though, right? I mean, that's kind of the
Well, that's
truth,
the thing.
right?
He
That's
always
the-
finds a
They
straight
claim they're
guys.
straight, but they're not straight. They're questioning, probably, maybe.
on the DL, yes.
They're on the DL.
And I've doubted Jesse before, and I'm like, no, Jesse. He's like, no, watch this. He's like, and then like the next day, I'm like, so? He's like,
Yep.
yeah, I did that. I'm like, what? And it's cute boys too.
Yeah.
Real
So they
cute.
come in and they're probably coming in here just questioning, anyways.
Right. If they're in here, there's
and
a
then-
reason.
Exactly. And then, and now there is a reason.
to get me.
Now it's not your type.
That's a
not your type. Well, that's interesting. My goodness.
Yes. And I have a foot fetish, so that's just.
Ew, Lupe has a foot fetish too.
See, well,
I just called you out.
We're not weird. It's everybody. There's a lot of people.
No, I don't have a foot. I hate feet. Brad Pitt in Fight Club could have shown me his feet, and I'd have said, "Fuck you."
Oh, you
I don't do
remember
that
that
shit.
time at the Christmas party, the straight guy, you sucked his toes on the bus? Do you remember
Yes,
that?
yes.
Y'all, our Christmas parties here used to be like level 12.
Yes.
That was just a bus ride back to the bar.
Goodness.
That was
Honey,
crazy.
Christmas stories will have to be another show.
Another show.
But I do want to say something real quick. I want to thank everyone from the Pride community that was for Pride ATX here for our Pride pageant show we just had on Wednesday. Thank everyone for coming out. And I want to also say happy Pride to everyone else. It's June, so we have Pride Month, and we have a party coming up on June 15th. It's a glitter party. Yes, bitches. It's glitter. It's the shimmer and glitter, baby. I mean, can we get any gayer?
Wear your hair cap.
I mean, I'm not wearing a hair cap. I'm putting glitter in
wearing
my
a hair
hair. I'm
cap.
doing everything crazy. It's going to be fun. So we'll have that coming up on the 15th. Every Monday, again, we have our podcast here, How May We Service You. On Tuesdays, we have show tunes with Roxy Brooks and Brian Hall. I remember his name now. Bless his
Yes,
heart.
bless him.
Brian Hall. Wednesdays, we have our Get Wet contest. Get Wet, that means wet underwear contest with Jamie Perry. If you don't know her, come see her on
Jamie
Wednesdays.
motherfucking Perry.
Thursdays, again, we have the Drag Survivor with Kelly Klein. And then Friday and Saturday, we have our DJs, which are amazing. Come see them. Do the best. Come out and dance. Have a good time. And
It's game night tonight.
Game night tonight. Yeah. Stick around. We have our Twitch.
Switch.
A Twitch.
Yeah.
I'm so old. I don't even know what that is. See, it's a Nintendo Switch. A Twitch. Whatever.
$3 wells.
Play $3 wells.
Very well drinks.
Just hang around. We'll be around. But
and
anyways.
we are fully aware that we did not talk about the sunflower seed
Well, I
story.
was-
No.
If you want- if-
Sunflowers.
We have
If
no
you want to
time.
hear the sunflower
No,
seed
actually,
story,
we've got 3 minutes. Sunflowers.
you can see it on YouTube, my YouTube channel, Not Your Traditional Stories.
What? You have a YouTube
have a
channel?
YouTube channel?
Oh!
I was like, bitch,
I'm
what?
just kidding.
No. So I want to hear. We have 3 minutes. Let's go.
No.
It's really not a 3-minute story, but
It's
it is
too long.
gross.
Okay.
Just remember this.
So
what-
this is a
what goes-
teaser. This is a teaser for the next time Nacha's on this episode.
Just remember
So-
this. What goes in must come out.
Yeah, and like shitty kitties and stuff.
And sex.
Yeah.
I'm thinking corn kernels.
Kernels.
Kernels? Guys.
All
Ouch.
right, y'all.
We may have to have a special show just about me
Come
and Jesse
by,
and
drink for me,
and
and,
Legina doing
ask
this shit. Because I need to know. I just
No,
said shit.
yeah, you said
and now it
shit.
scared me.
But-
oh.
No, I just know the stories, y'all.
Okay.
I never did nothing. I'm super boring. Like I just know the stories.
Oh
That's the
my
whole
God.
point.
Okay. Well,
Thanks
now
to Kelly.
I'm verklempt and I'm scared. But all right, guys. If you want to stick around, Legina's going to be bartending momentarily. So will Jesse. Kelly's going to stick around too as well for a minute
And
with me
Joshy on the patio.
and talk. We have Joshy on the patio.
Eddie.
We have
Eddie.
yeah, that's it. Yeah, the rest of the crew working and
Kelly's
thank-
going to do a number for us tonight. So.
Oh, a pop-up number by
Is it
Kelly Klein.
going to be a number behind the garage?
Yes.
But you know what? Don't forget, it is Pride Month, but people need to remember to have Pride every single day of their lives.
You know what? A guy,
365.
one of my followers on Twitter said that he could not attend any of the Pride parades or do anything with Pride because he didn't have anyone in his area available. And I said, you know what? You be proud every day by yourself. I said, you have a one-man parade, and I said, I'm going to watch you. I said, so I want to see you be as proud as you can. Put it on Twitter. I'm at IamTexasDR on Twitter. Texas De La Rosa on all my other social handles. Kelly, how can they find you?
On all social media under Kelly Klein.
Kelly Klein, and that's Kline.
Yes.
Jesse?
You can find me here.
He's so old, he doesn't have one. You have a Facebook.
Oh, Facebook, yes,
Oh,
Jesse.
God.
Jesse
It's a
O'Hara.
MySpace. Don't try it.
It's a MySpace.
It's on MySpace.
No,
Yes,
MySpace
crazy.
is so
And his
out.
YouTube channel.
He had it on YouTube, not your type. You know what? You should make one.
Jesse O'Hara,
I'll
OJ,
make one
yeah.
for you. I'll do it for you.
Oh, hey, da.
And Legina, how are they going to find you?
On Twitter and Instagram, it's Larae Infinity, LARAEINFINITY. And the reason why I spelled it is because people don't spell their shit and then nobody can find them. So just play it back slow.
I think
done.
that shit's too hard to find. But anyways, look, I get so mad at it. 'Cause
Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one.
and mine's prettier. Anyways, all right. Love you, babies. We'll see you soon. We'll see you next week on Monday at 8 p.m. for all How May We Service You.
How may we serve
I almost
you?
said another show.
I know, I was like,
I almost said always open. My
Thank
other
you.
bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.